everyone, and welcome back to another episode of So You Want to Be a Millionaire. I'm your co-host, Sharla Brown, joined with the brilliant and talented Jacquie Somerville, where together we not only co-host this show, but we co-founded 100 Most Powerful Women, where we mentor women to look like a million, feel like a million, impact millions, and of course, make millions of dollars. Today, we're talking about fun. Who's up for some fun? How about you, Jacquie? You're always ready for some fun.
Well, I am, Sharla, of course. What a wonderful thing to talk about on a Friday afternoon or morning. Really, really wonderful. Yes, fun. I love fun, and we all need it. And we're going to discuss today why it actually matters. Why is it important to have fun? And how does that impact your bank account? Because it does. So yes, what a great subject. Let's get into it.
Absolutely. And this comes up time and time again as we mentor so many women, is lots of times we get caught up on the busyness. We get caught up on working on our businesses, building our empire, and not focusing on having fun, which all those things should be fun. We truly believe that it isn't the hustle and the grind that's going to get you to those levels of success for you to be able to enjoy your life, have that millionaire life. And that fun is definitely the golden ticket to get there, and how important that is. So definitely those are some of the things that we're going to be talking about today. But just, in your own business, Jacquie, what was it that made you realize that, hey, you really got to enjoy what you're doing and that you're having fun doing it, and how that attracts abundance into your business?
Yeah, I mean, what is the point to life if we're not enjoying it, right? So I think that I'm a great believer that we're supposed to be happy, that we're supposed to enjoy our lives, that sacrifice and being martyrs is not the way to go in this lifetime. And so, yes, since we spend so much of our lives on our careers, and you run your business, so many hours every single day, or you work in your job, in your career, so many hours every single day, it seems like absolutely a contradictory, crazy thought to think that we ought not to be loving that and enjoying that, because it is the majority of our lives are spent in our sort of work environments, as it were. So it's got to be really great, in my opinion. It's got to be enjoyable. And here's the other thing, is that enthusiasm, that fun, that enjoyment reflects on everything. And it is that energy, that vibration is picked up by potential clients. We always talk about the fact that one of the critical parts of sales is enthusiasm. Well, I don't know how we can fake enthusiasm for very long. So we've got to be really loving what we're doing in order to enthusiastically sell it to others. After all, we talk about this all the time. Energy is pretty much dictating everything. Your energy, it's not so much a circumstance or a good or a bad thing, or it's your energy. It's the way you're responding to it, the vibration that you're giving off in your everyday life that is causing things to be attracted to you, good and bad. So really, really important that we stay in a state of joy and happiness and enthusiasm in order to really thrive in our businesses, to not only be happy, but to have financial success, because ultimately it is reflected in the bank account. Same thing with, we talk about relationships. Why is it fun? Why is it important to have fun in a relationship? Well, if we don't have fun for very long, it's going to start being reflected, and that relationship is going to start closing down. How many people do we see in relationships that are miserable? Oh my God, so many. Mm-hmm. They forgot the fun part. What's great about a relationship when it first starts? The fun. What is the thing we let go of when we get all serious? The fun. It's so critical. We're going to get more in depth on all of this, but so important for your business success, for your relationship success, for your life success, to really incorporate fun. And why have a business at all if you don't friggin' enjoy it? Because it is going to consume a lot of your life one way or the other.
Yeah, absolutely. And just for your mental health and well-being, like that's, fun gets your endorphins going and all those feel-good hormones and all that kind of stuff. And, we often put that aside as we get older and you take on responsibilities and often the weight of the world, as opposed to realizing that, fun is what's going to keep you young. It's what's going to help you get through any stresses or curveballs that come your way. And that we got to learn to, enjoy life, laugh more, have more fun and do things that just, make us happy, make us smile. Life is short. And I truly believe that, each of us is here to have a beautiful, wonderful, and fun life. So going back to, the business is that, we truly believe that, it doesn't have to be hustle and grind. And that really is a mindset that a lot of women get, is that they have to get really busy. They got to work really hard, and that it comes at a price. That it's going to come at the price of their health and well-being. Maybe they're going to gain some weight because they're no longer have time for the gym. They don't have time to spend with their family anymore, all that kind of stuff. And those are all things that we tell ourselves that just are not true. You can have fun with your business. You can, structure it that you're not spending hours and hours on end, and that it doesn't have to be hard. That running a business and putting together the business of your dreams can be easy, that you can be in the flow of that, as opposed to, as we always say, pushing a boulder up a hill. And I'm a big believer in some of the ways of doing that is that, what are the things you love doing in your business? Structure your time around the things that you really love doing. If there's things that you don't enjoy so much, and we all have those things, maybe it comes down to your accounting at the end of each month, or there's different aspects that maybe we say aren't so much fun. There's ways to make them fun. And there's lots of ways that we can do that. I used to get intimidated by social media and technology, and I just embraced it. And I love it so much now. I teach it to others. And that, lots of times what we're trying to hide from really isn't that scary after all. And that when we embrace it, we can have so much fun with it. It's lots of times the stories that we're making up in our head about that. Now, that being said, if there truly is things that you don't want to do or isn't your strength and your skill set, you dread it, you put it off, hey, hire a team. That's how you build and scale your business. At the end of the day, you can't keep putting more and more and more on your plate as you grow. It's the fact that you can build a team. You can hire successful people that can help you get to where you want to go. I have such an amazing team. I'm so blessed, to have people who do things that, I don't have the skill set, whether that's my graphic designer, whether that's my website person, whatever the case is, my accountant, they're going to do a much better job than me. I can hand it over to them so that I have more time to have fun. So that's how we keep things in balance. How we can still go on family vacations, spend time with our kids, have time to work out every day, all those kind of things, and still keep everything in perspective so that we love what we do as opposed to loathing it. Because the energy of our businesses change when we no longer are having fun. And that's when the struggle comes in, is when we no longer have that joy and that excitement anymore. And we find that, we dread doing things, we dread, making those sales calls. We dread, doing the activities that we need to do. And we always have to be mindful of our energy and saying, hey, what's causing this? And what can I do so that I can put that energy back in and that I can have more fun with my life? Because it happens to all of us. We just tend to get busy and we keep adding more and more to our plates and really looking at what's there. What should I be doing? What can I get other people to do? What can I delegate? And to make sure that there's always time for fun every single day. So that's what I wanted to say about business, Jackie.
Yeah, and I think another important thing about business and making sure we have fun too is to remember the whole thing about self-discipline, and to look at self-discipline as self-love. because I think so many people think self-discipline is a difficult thing and a bad thing. And it sort of switched for me when I realized self-discipline really is self-love. And so one of the things that you're so good at is you're extremely organized in your business. And I think that when we are very organized and we have the discipline to sort of make sure that we do the important things. I remember, I forget his name now, one of the gurus, wrote that book of Eat the Frog, about eating the frog first in the morning. So you do the unpalatable, icky things first when you have more willpower, because willpower is like a muscle, it gets tired as the day goes on. So if we do the things we don't love and we get them done first, so take self-discipline to get those things that we've been putting off, get them done so that we can make sure that we've got a time for fun. So I think organization and self-discipline is a very important part of this discussion about fun, because if we're chasing our tails all the time, we get stressed and we don't have fun. So I think be very organized in your business, be self-disciplined, and view self-discipline as the ultimate form of self-love, especially self-discipline around your business, because that's going to dictate your money and so on. Self-discipline around your exercise, because that dictates your health. Self-discipline around dedication to your family, making time for them, all of these things. So if you can combine this beautiful combination of self-discipline and organization with the intention every day of remembering to have fun, I think your life will be truly amazing. So that is what we help people do in 100 Most Powerful Women. We help them structure their businesses so that they don't have to be stressed, freaking out about it when they're supposed to be having fun, so that everything works properly and well, so that you can have time for both, time for dedication to your business, time for fun, time for family, all of these things. And so we really help you to structure your business in such a way and to organize things in a way that enables you to do that, and so on. So I just wanted to make sure that I mentioned that. And I'm so glad that you talked about health and endorphins and hormones and all of that being influenced when we have fun. Because you're so right. We release these amazing chemicals and the neurochemicals and neurotransmitters and so on that happen when we're having fun. And all of that, not only does that make us feel good, but it strengthens our immune systems, which is so very important. So fun is so tied to health. And the other thing too about, I wanted to mention about this whole thing about hormones and fun. Did you know that when your mouth goes into the shape of a smile, that immediately triggers the brain and it releases something, the feel-good hormones? So one of the ways that I've helped people in the past deal with difficult times and stress and so on is to put a pencil in their mouth like this. And what does that do? It forces your mouth into a smile. And what happens? Immediately, things start to happen chemically in your system and you start to feel better. It's so incredible. So a smile and laughter is so linked to that stuff. It actually influences our feelings, and then it's this loop, right? And so don't be afraid to use physical things to help you to get into that improved state, because the state that you're energetically vibing in is dictating everything you're receiving in your life. So I just wanted to give that little tip for people who are struggling or maybe not feeling good right now. Stick a pencil in your mouth and force a smile.
That's a good tip, Jacquie. It's the first time I heard that one, so that's fantastic. But I'm usually smiling, most
you
days.
Are.
And that's the thing, is that, what I also know about that is that it's contagious. So that when you do have fun and you have that energy and that vibration, everybody feels it around you. And that's what creates great days. When you wake up in the morning smiling, grateful, and you have fun with your day, and, everybody feels that, those sales just come easier in your business. Those conversations just happen. You meet those random people. They're attracted to have conversations with you because you look so happy. There's so many people who will intentionally come and sit by you because it's like, I need to know her. And so, it's so important to have fun fun, to really be conscious of, our happiness and our joy every day. And what are the things that are bringing us down, and what can we do about it? Because chances are, it's a matter of changing our perspective, and also changing, how we're doing things, when we do things. There's lots of things that we have control of to be able to change that. One of the big things I did, as I talked about, hiring different people in my business, one of those included, not my business, but a cleaning lady. Oh boy, is that fun. Is that fun when I come home and my house is spotless? And it didn't take me like 4 hours to do like upstairs, downstairs, vacuuming, dog hair. Oh my gosh, I smile so much more since, in the past year that I hired a cleaning lady. So sometimes it's just the fact of like, who do you need to help, to help you, so that, you have more time for fun and the things that you enjoy, and they're worthwhile investments. Lots of times we feel guilty saying, well, I could do this myself. You don't necessarily have to. And so you got to look at what's most important for you. When I look at what, 30 minutes of my time is worth, or an hour of my time is worth, and what I want to spend that time doing, because it truly is our most precious commodity, I make those decisions so that I can make sure that I really enjoy life, that I have lots of fun, I run a successful business, and, I'm also able to have a wonderful team as well, which is fun for me.
Absolutely. So important, Sharla. Yeah. And, it made me think of why I love to work out with trainers too, because while I'm disciplined with exercise and I love to run outside on my own, when it comes to going into the gym and pumping iron, I really don't like to do it on my own. And hiring a trainer, also, it's very important for me that it's a young, handsome man, because I love to laugh and flirt during my training sessions.
That's dark fun, Jacquie.
Exactly right. And so why make even something like pumping iron, which is so essential to our health, why make that a drag when you can make it fun and hire a great, sexy, handsome young trainer who loves to flirt and all of that? Oh man, I know it's probably politically incorrect, but I could care less. I absolutely love that, and it's super important. And they enjoy it too, mind you.
Yes. Yes, and it's making exercise fun. So that could be hiring a trainer so that you're not doing the same boring thing every time you walk in, and then you stop going because it's like, I'm just going to walk on the treadmill, or I know how to use just the machines. They'll get you using free weights. They'll get you doing different, calisthenic exercises, or different things that you never did before, or that you're sometimes scared to do on your own, wondering if you're going to do it right or wrong. They'll make it fun. They're also going to push you beyond your limits. I think of so many great times with trainers that, you've laughed together, they've pushed you to your limits, you get to know each other, you have so much fun. But, if it isn't a trainer, it can be just exercise that you find fun, joining a dance class or a group fitness class so that you're meeting other people, that, the time just flies by. And so, you can do these things so that it gives you the energy to have even more fun in your life, that everything gets easier because you're fit, you're healthy, you have these wonderful endorphins every day going through your body. It's so important to make the time for that. But lots of times we look at exercise and say, oh God, it's one more thing I need to do, or I don't feel like going to the gym today, or whatever the case is. And the fact is that we can make it fun. You like to cycle. I know Jacquie loves to cycle. She just bought a new bicycle, and it makes it fun because you go out with your honey and you guys go and cycle for hours. And I know you guys love going out for hikes as well. And so you can do those with different friends. You can go on all kinds of adventures that you can choose, your own adventure, your own fun when it comes to exercise.
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, you mentioned the biking and the hiking and of course running, and I love to kayak, and there's so many wonderful things that if we just start thinking outside of the box, what is available to you in your area where you are that you could try that's maybe new and different and have some fun. I do love the outdoors. I think the outdoors always helps the mood and so on too. There was something else that triggered in me that just went out of my head. But so one of the things that people have heard me talking about this before is that music is such an dancing thing to utilize for fun, for mood elevation, and so on. And I was interviewed many years ago by a fashion magazine in Canada, and they wanted to know my dinner party secrets, because I was sort of like a socialite back then in another life. And in Vancouver, and they wanted to know what I would wear for my dinner party. And so I picked out this amazing outfit, and they talked about what I would wear and why. And then they interviewed me about what I do at my dinner parties. Do I get a chef? I said, sometimes I do. They said, and that helps with the cleanup. And I said, no, I love to do my own cleanup. I said, I put on Neil Diamond. Everybody's gone. I put Neil Diamond on every time. And I just rock out to Neil Diamond while I'm washing the dishes. There's something so therapeutic and lovely about that. I wanted everybody out my house. And they were like, really? You don't have staff to wash your dishes? And I'm like, no, this is like a little ritual of mine. I do it myself. And I do it to Neil Diamond. And so even dishwashing became fun, right? I mean, anything can be fun if you do it. I have music on when I'm brushing my teeth, and I like, moving while I'm brushing the toothbrushes all over the place. But you can't not feel like you want to move when the music is great, and moving is good for you. And it's just like everything just gets better and better and better. And so one of the things I used to always get my new clients to do was to dance first thing in the morning, put on some music and move. And if you've got kids, dance with your kids. Everybody's mood is elevated by dancing and by music. So if you're not having fun in your life right now and your chores are mundane, start doing your chores to great music, because you won't even friggin' notice them. It's how I absolutely love running. Music helps me to love running. It's not only the endorphins and the outdoors and the feeling of running. I look forward to my loud music and rocking out to it while I'm moving. And so utilize music. If you're not having fun and you've got too many chores, do it to music.
Yes. And it's amazing how it'll make you go a little faster or make you go a little further.
Yes.
It's like, you want to keep going until at least the song is over, or that one song goes on and you're keeping up with the, the beat of it. And so you're running a little faster and all that kind of stuff. It's a great motivator for sure. Yes. But we already alluded to another thing that's really fun. I know it's definitely one of Jackie's favorite topics, which is, our relationships can bring us a lot of fun. So I'll let you kick things off, Jacquie, when it comes to our relationships and having fun with those.
Oh, the most important thing. So many people, when it comes to relationship problems, they want to go and see a therapist and hash out the problems and talk about what's wrong with one another. And to me, I've only ever seen that making stuff worse. I know when I tried just to fix my marriage through therapy, it was like, not that I'm saying all therapy is like this, but it was a disaster, because we just were picking at each other in front of somebody, which made the one person feel extra picked on. I don't know. Really, what the issues can be resolved if we go back to what would children do? What would we do when we were kids? And we get so serious, and our relationships start deteriorating because we just focus on serious. And there is the words that will chase a man off more than anything is, we need to talk. I don't know more repellent words to the male species. We need to talk. Oh my God, talk about getting them to run in the opposite direction. Instead, if you go and do something kind of fun to him and then approach the conversation that way, you're going to get a much better result. He's going to listen to you, and vice versa. If you do it through fun, through lighthearted means. And of course, for me, that very often means sex, right? I mean, great sex. It's why you really fixing your sex life can fix your relationship, and not the other way around, contrary to popular opinion. I work with people on fixing their sex lives first, and then their relationship fixes itself so many times. Why? Because when you're focused on having a great sex life, you're having fun, you're back to enjoying one another, the things that attracted you to one another in the first place. It goes back to that. When you're in that kind of enthralled enjoyment with somebody, it's very difficult to be down on them and to be, nasty to one another when you're having a great sex life. And so that is a major improvement factor for relationships. Get your sex life right and have so much fun with it. Don't be doing the same old boring stuff. because then they go and seek fun from some other people, and we do too when we're bored. So yeah, keep the fun, keep it going, keep it fun and enjoyable. Oh,
Yeah.
I could get into this. I'm censoring myself, Sharla, but
I know. I was actually surprised today. I'm like, wow.
yeah.
But the show's not over yet.
That's right.
Yeah, I think that, you really hit the nail on the head is that, when you meet someone, you're looking at them from, this brand new lens, and everything's exciting and everything's new and everything's fun. And then time goes on, and all of a sudden it becomes our expectations of someone else. Yeah. And we start really looking at them for different things. And, I often wonder, should we be looking at them? Yes, they're your partner in life, but, they are their person and you are your person and you're responsible for your happiness. And so at the end of the day, we always need to be a whole and complete person. That's what we are first and foremost. It's not the fact that if you do this, then I'll be happy. Yeah. It's got to be the fact that it's like, I am happy with who I am, and that you share that together in terms of having fun and happiness, that as time goes on, that you never lose sight of what's most important. And that's somebody to share this incredible journey with. And yes, life isn't always sunshine and roses and things like that. But at the end of the day, you have that partner, that person that's there, to not take that for granted, as time goes on, just because they've been there for a year or 10 years or 50 years. I just look at my parents all the time, and, my parents celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary. And if I was to ask them, what's been their biggest key to their success, is they would say they've laughed together for over 50 years. And that really is my parents. They joke around and they have so much fun. And there's times where I'll see my dad, sit beside my mom on the couch and put his arm around her. And, this woman, loved me when I didn't have 2 nickels to rub together. And, he'll tell the stories and all that kind of stuff. And my mom will start teasing him and rousing him about different things. And, they would be lost without each other now. And I just find that so beautiful, that even in growing up, I rarely ever saw my parents fight. My dad was just not that kind of person. And it was all about, the time that they did have together was fun. They had totally different interests. My mom was a bingo player, a diehard bingo player. My dad was a stock car race, going to the stock car races, way too loud for my mom. But, now as they've gotten older and things like that, they go to town together, they go to casinos together, and they joke around every single day. And it's just beautiful to watch. And how, lots of times if you go and ask people who've been married 50, 60 years, they'll tell you is that, they never stopped dancing together, or he didn't stop bringing that cup of tea to the side of her bed, or that he still pinches her ass, as she's walking out the door, whatever the case is. It's all in those little things, those things that make life fun. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to say about that.
Yeah, Sharla, that's so important and so wonderful. And you're so right. I think the couple that laughs together stays together. I mean, it's so great. I think I told this story already, maybe on one of these shows, about how my girlfriend and her guy never leave the elevator without kissing. And so it's so funny, because if the one forgets and walks out, the other one just stays in the elevator and goes for a ride until they realize they've been left behind. And then there's laughter involved, right? And so it's just hilarious and so great. And it's just one of those things, they're going to have that forever. Yeah. So yeah, these are the little things that are important to build into our lives and our relationships. I'm getting a lot of feedback here. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, no, I can hear you okay.
Okay, good.
Absolutely. And of course that overflows into all of our relationships, with your kids, that's the thing, is that, you can make time to have fun and do those things, lots of times we think that we're so busy and we have so many hats to wear and all these things to do and all that kind of stuff, is that, the greatest things that your kids are always going to remember is those fun memories. I'm so blessed to have my niece coming to visit me and stay with a week and all that kind of stuff. And I remember when I was a kid, kid, I would go to Calgary, visit my uncle, and have all these, adventures that he would take us on. And, here it is, how many years later, and I remember every single one of those. And that's the thing, is that it's not necessarily what we're buying the kids, that they have the latest gizmo gadget, all that kind of stuff. The things that we remember, and if we all go back to that, is all those incredible memories that we share. So whether those are the family vacations, that time together, that's what kids want the most. I think so anyway. And so I'm excited about that coming up, so that we can have these adventures together. And she'll tell this story to this day. She was 8, and she came and spent a week with me, and we were going across this big suspension bridge. And I'm just like, I'm the cool aunt, but I also used to joke around and have so much fun with her. And we're halfway across the suspension bridge, and I said, "Hey, Kate, what do you think?" And she's like, "Well, it's really cool, Auntie, but it's a little bit scary." I said, "Yeah, isn't it amazing? Like only like 8 or 9 people died on here last year." She's like, "Auntie," and of course, we just had a laugh and had so much fun and had ice cream and all that kind of stuff. And, it's just always the best memories, not just for her, because she still tells the stories and knows all those memories, but for me too. And so, definitely with having our kids, is that sometimes we feel like, we have to give them everything, and that, it's all in the fun that really, really matters. And the times where you can make that time is that, really enjoy and have fun, that it's not necessarily about the money you spend, but the time that you're able to spend together and the laughter that you share.
Yeah, it's so true, Sharla. You see all the time, parents wanting to give their kids all the material possessions they never had and send them to the best schools and so on. Whereas the best thing they can do for them is quality time and enjoyment and having fun with them. And, there's no doubt about that. It's experiences. For me, life really is all about experiences. It's the sum of our experiences that makes up our lives, I do believe. And so if there's a choice between spending money on a possession and on an experience, I'm always going to choose an experience. And because I look back on those with such, they bring joy over and over again through our memories of them, through the photographs and so on. And every time you think back on a wonderful experience, you have that whole rush and the energy, that the benefits come back from it every time you think of it. So really, for those listeners who are feeling like their lives are a little down at the moment, go and get excited about planning a trip or something like that, or trying something new in your neighborhood, experiencing something. Different and new experiences are so good for us, and we get so caught up in the same old. So I really would encourage you to go and try something new and different in your neighborhood this weekend, or book a trip that you look forward to, somewhere you've never been before. Really go in and figure out a new experience, because it'll benefit you in so many ways.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, that is different for each of us. And really looking at that is, what do I love to do? What is really fun? Not doing it because it serves, the fact that something's getting done, you're checking off a box, work's getting finished, this needs to be done. You're doing it just for the sake of fun. And I love the idea of these life experiences, because I am that person too. And travel has been my greatest teacher, and it's been the most amount of fun that I've ever had. I love experiencing different cultures. I love experiencing different foods, meeting new people, learning about history. I love looking at architecture. And, I've been to 6 out of 7 continents. That has been my most amount of fun and just rewarding experiences to be able to have. And lots of times we put fun or those things on hold. When I retire, when the kids move out of the house, when I have more money, when the mortgage is paid, we do all of these things. But, your life is happening right now. And to have, really experience and love and experience all those things, is that you need to have fun now. It's not going to be, 5 years from now that you can have fun. We can have fun and do these things now. And it's really important not to put any of that stuff on hold, because nobody's ever promising you tomorrow. And so, I think it's so important to make sure that we do that. And there's so many things that even in the everyday, I think you're a big person as to putting on a great movie that makes you laugh, or something that if we are having a down day, how do you turn those things around? And you talked about music, but also movies are a great one. It's hard to not throw on a great comedy, one of your favorite actors, and laugh, and you'll feel so much different at the end of that. And so we can create fun in any moment, and we can do all these different things that just makes life so rich.
Yes, you're so right. There's many a time I've been saved by a good rom-com, let me tell you, when I've been down in the dumps. I'm a rom-com fan, and so I'll turn on something with Meg Ryan or Julia Roberts from Days Gone By, and I'd be happy immediately.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. And just a few weeks ago, Paul and I went bike riding, and as we went past the swings, I was like, oh, I love to swing. And so on the way back, he said, there's 2 swings available. Do you want to swing? And I said, oh, we can do it another time. He said, no, you just finished telling me you love to swing. So we parked the bikes and we got on the swings, and it was so fun. There were these 2 young guys next to us, and they go, well, do you want our swings? Because they thought, oh, it's probably so cute that these 2 old people were going to swing. So they're going to offer us their swings, like offering us the seats on the bus.
Yes, yes. But those are the things that's so fun, is to actually get on a swing. Not saying, well, I'm not a kid anymore, or any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Just to go and do it, and there's so many great things. I know, like, I'll be taking my niece to a fair, and I'm like, am I going to brave the rides? And I brave a ride, I'm not very good with the motion sickness, so we'll have to see, but I'll definitely, enjoy some sort of carnival eats and something fun that makes you remember your childhood and all those fun times, because it's just great to be a kid again and to do those things. And that, whether that's, being outside, and, I used to lay on a blanket and stare at the clouds and, figure out what shapes they look like. That one looks like a rabbit, or that one looks like a dragon. And we forget to do those things. And those things are so important to do. I remember dragging you out one day at when we were in Nova Scotia, and you were going to work that day in the hotel. And we were doing, we did an event, and we had one day before the next event. And so I said, I'm going to go out and have some fun. I'm going to drive Peggy's Cove, do some fun stuff. And you said, oh, I think I'm just going to catch up on some work. And I said, no, why don't you come out and have some fun? And we had some great laughs. We went on a horse and buggy ride in Lunenburg, and, had some great seafood and enjoyed the sunshine. And that's the thing, is that, lots of times we'll say, like, oh, I'm, too busy, or I've got work to do, or, the dishes need done, or whatever the case might be. And, if the opportunity's there, and if somebody says, hey, come out on our boat for the day, or come on over for a drink, and, just that time with family, that time with friends, those times to just kind of have those experiences that, lots of those other things will still be sitting there when you come back anyway. So take some time and have
fun. That's right. I remember having a deadline for my book edits. I was, the editor was, we had crunches with that. I remember that. And I'm so glad that you encouraged me, because it was a really great fun day. And I think I was way more creative when I did do the work for having done that. So yeah, you're so right. These are the things that we should. The other thing that I've realized is that when I want to say no to something, very often I have even more fun doing it. It's like when you don't feel like going to a party and then you go, you end up meeting some interesting people and having a great time. It's so fascinating that it's like, why did I not want to go? I ended up having a blast.
Yeah. Sometimes the universe is just nudging us, like, hey, get out and have some fun. And sometimes, if we're stuck in something, if something's not quite working out where it should, if we're, stuck in some doom and gloom or whatever, lots of times it's taking ourselves out of the situation so that we can see it more clearly, and we can see it from a different perspective. And, fun always helps us to be able to do that, for sure.
It does.
So, Today was a fun day talking about fun, Jackie. And we covered about different areas, that, fun really does overflow into everything. It can overflow into our businesses. It overflows into our relationships, into our health and well-being, of course, our mental health and well-being. That's really important. It's what keeps you young. That if you're always smiling and laughing, it's those people that you see and you like, they just don't age. They're always laughing and having a good time, and those people don't age. And so what's their secret? Well, they have some fun. And so, we definitely encourage everyone to have fun. And it's definitely a prescription we give often to a lot of the clients that we work with.
Yeah, exactly. It's so true. And I've said this before, and I'm going to keep saying it forever because it's the truth. You don't get what you want in this life. You get who you are being, what you are being. And so when we are in a state of joy, we are vibrating in the state of joy. More joy comes our way. We get stuff coming that makes us more joyful. We are irresistible to others. It's the one-way ticket to being a magnetic human and to attracting opportunities and the right people into our lives is to radiate joy. As you said, the smiling people, the happy people are the ones that are attracting. They're the ones we want to hang out with. So if you want to become a magnetic person, start to radiate joy, start to incorporate more fun in your life, have, some great sex this weekend, and do something different with your partner. And go and have some fun. Go and swing on the swings. The other thing I love to do, Sharla, is jumping on trampolines. I'm crazy about jumping on trampolines. Yeah. It's just, it makes us feel like we're weightless when we're up in the air, and there's such a thrill that I get throughout my whole body when I'm bouncing on a trampoline. I absolutely love it. So these are the things to not forget to do because they're so important from an anti-aging perspective, from an immune system health perspective, from a success perspective. Because if you're an enthusiastic, radiant, irresistible human, people are going to want to do business with you. They're going to want to buy stuff from you. All of this stuff matters hugely.
Yes, or head out to a sex store and buy yourself some toys.
Yes,
there's some fun. Adults need toys too, and whether you're in a relationship or if you're on your own, chances are there's a store in your city, or you can buy everything online now. And that's the thing, is that it's all meant to have fun. Be outside your comfort zone, try different things, get those endorphins going, all those feel-good hormones. Smile. You don't necessarily need a pencil.
Unless you do.
Pencils come in all shapes and sizes. Just say it. But have fun. Life's too short not to have fun. But today was definitely a fun conversation. And, feel free to share with us in the comments, what are the things you enjoy doing? What's some things that you do just for fun? We love reading your comments. And of course, if you have a show idea that you'd like Jackie and I to talk about, as you know, there's no topic that we won't talk about. And if it's going to help you look like a million, feel like a million, impact millions, or make millions of dollars, we definitely want to cover it with you. So feel free to share any thoughts that you have or show ideas. And of course, if you want to be part of 100 Most Powerful Women, Jackie and I mentor women to have that level of success in their life and in their business. So it's not just making the millions of dollars, which is wonderful to do, but that you can have fun, that you can enjoy life, that you can live the life of your dreams, and to be able to share that with others. So if you're wanting to be part of 100 Most Powerful Women, I will put the link to the application in the comments below so that you can apply. We'd love to learn more about you, what your big goals and dreams are, and how we can help you to get there. So any final thoughts, Jackie, before we sign off for today?
You just made me laugh talking about sex toys because I've been buying some new ones lately, and I've got some fabulous new ones, but there's one I haven't tried, so I'm excited this weekend to try it because it's this thing that you put inside you, and it's got a remote control. It's a little vibrator with a remote control, and so you can go out for dinner and you can just hand the remote to your guy, and he can hit it while you're sitting there at random times through dinner, and you got to control yourself.
I can't wait to hear how this works out. Maybe you won't even make it through dinner, Jacquie. Who
No, I
knows?
don't think we will. But we're going bike riding this afternoon, of course, and then we're going to go and have drinks at the rooftop bar at Hotel Irwin, which is sort of a Venice institution with amazing views of everything. So we're going to go and have sunset there. So maybe this is the day that I wear it for sunset cocktails at the Irwin Hotel.
Well, I cannot wait to hear the stories afterwards and how it all plays out because, yeah, you'd think you'd try it out at home, but no, we're going to do this in the restaurant and see how it all winds up. So sounds like fun to me.
Yeah. So go out there and have fun, everybody. It's so worth it for so many things. Your bank account and your health depends on it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you everybody for joining us today. We'll see you next time on So You Want to Be a Millionaire. Bye, everyone.